Hey there, it's Paul Cole here from Southern California, and just want to do a brief shout out to what my last experience has been like with Dr. Duane Scotti and the Spark Healthier running system. I was also an adult onset runner, started running 13 years ago. I was 47 years old, hated running my entire school life and ever. My wife thought it would be a great idea for us to sign up for a Disney run. So I signed up and fell in love with it ever since. I've done 22 complete marathons, don't know how many half marathons, but towards the end of, I'd say 2022, I started experiencing aches and pains that weren't going away. And one of them was in the upper hamstring glute area. And it got to the point where I could almost not walk, and let alone run. I went and did Dopey at the beginning of 2024, came back and did the Dumbo Challenge here at Disneyland, and I was done. I'd convinced everybody, including myself, that I was done running. I wasn't going to run anymore. I'm just going to cycle and walk. And for those of you that are runners out there, you know that that doesn't work very well for somebody who's been running and enjoys it and uses it for mental health release. And I know we all know our phones listen to us, and as I'm scrolling through all my social media pages, lo and behold, here's a Dr. Duane Scotti message. I believe it was on my Instagram, maybe my Facebook page. And I went on there and started listening to a podcast after podcast after podcast, and here was a podcast on him talking about PHT, Proximal Hamstring Tendinopathy. And as I listened to that, I'm like, that's what I have. And I didn't get medically diagnosed. I literally went with what his diagnosis was over the podcast and went on and said, send him a message saying, I'm interested, I want to talk. And the funny thing is, the first thing he says is he needs to determine if I'm coachable. And I don't know if I'm very coachable. And our phone call was great, excellent. My experience with him through the whole process was fabulous. I'd send him messages, he'd reply. I'd send him notes within the app, he'd reply. I've had asked questions, he'd reply with great answers. Very knowledgeable, probably one of the best experiences I've had with a vendor of some type that I can think of. Dr. Duane is very knowledgeable. He's very supportive in every way. We went through 4 months of specific weekly training on what I needed to do. Every week I had a plan. The next week I had a plan. He made sure I didn't do anything that was going to injure myself. He made sure I stayed within my limits because I kept wanting to try and push past them once he got my pain eliminated, which was unbelievable that within just a few weeks I could go out and run with run-walk intervals, and he eliminated through the exercises and strength training he had me doing my pain, which I wanted to go run, and he kept reeling me back, which is understandable because he didn't want me to re-injure myself, and I appreciate that. 16 weeks later, we finished. I went and did a Disney 5K, 10K half marathon and did it to the best I could. It was ridiculously hot here, but I did the best I could, and I've decided to go ahead and sign back up for the Honolulu Marathon, which is in December, and I'm in the middle of doing my training to get me ready for that now. Still pain-free in the PHT, and loving running again. Glad I found Dr. Duane and his program. If I'm unable to train myself going forward, I'm going to have to call him back and get on board with one of his coaches. But great program. If you're looking for somebody to support you, if you're looking for somebody to encourage you, if you're looking for somebody that just knows as a runner and a physical therapist what it takes to get you to A, the next level, or B, past some pain or past some difficulty, I strongly recommend this program. Strongly recommend you get a hold of Dr. Duane and his team, and anything that you may be having problems with, I'm confident they've experienced, and they're going to be able to help you get through it.